Hello, everyone. This is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of Cruel and Beautiful, Eye of the Dragon, Rabbit Hole, and King Dio. I cannot believe the state that Japanese game developers are in, where all anybody wants to know about any of their games, whether it's like Yoko Taro or Harada or Kamiya or any of these people, like, is it coming to Switch? That's the only answer that the only question that anyone seems to pose to most of these developers these days, and the answer is usually no. Like, a lot of these diva developers are religiously trying, religiously attacking Nintendo, religiously like routinely refusing to even acknowledge the possibility of a Switch port, and there really is no justification for it. Like the most recent example of this is, of course, like Harada, like the Tekken guy, like big name Bandai Namco. Is Tales of Arise coming out on Switch? No, it's not. Like, because we want it to be PlayStation exclusive. There's no justification. There's no reason for it. They can't even say that, like, oh, the Switch couldn't handle the game, because that's not true. I've seen footage of it. It's not that graphically intensive. Like, it looks worse than Breath of the Wild, right? Like, you have these people like who are just embarrassingly trying to keep the PlayStation relevant, like trying to keep Yakuza, trying to keep Persona, trying to keep like all these PlayStation games, like all these Japanese RPGs on PlayStation away from Nintendo players, to try and encourage players to buy PlayStation. But what we're seeing more and more is that, like, a lot of these developers are falling flat on their face, because Switch, Nintendo in general, has kind of established itself as like the king of JRP releases, especially this in this day and age. Like, I can't even begin to tell you like how many great new releases, how many ports, how many games like I know have done really, really well on Switch. Like, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, best-selling title in the series. Port of the original, the remake of the original, I should say, did fairly well for itself. Ys 8 sold pretty well. We ended up getting Ys Origin and like Ys 9 as well. I think Trails of Cold Steel 3 did pretty well. Octopath Traveler did well. Big fan of that. The ports of Final Fantasy are all doing really well. Like, there is an audience, clearly an audience for this game on Switch, but Harada and his cronies are refusing to acknowledge or support them. If you want to play the game, buy a PS5. No. Never again. Like, it's not going to happen. PlayStation has done nothing but make games worse over the past 25 years, and I think only just now are people starting to realize that. And I think now we're in a position to really lash out against it, because people aren't saying that, like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy this game on PS5. No, they're going to play it on their PC, because Bamco is like using PC sales to prop up their like PlayStation releases. Like, if you want to play Tales on a home console, you're going to have to play on PlayStation. Okay, I guess I'm not playing on console then. I'll play it on PC. Like, that's what most people are saying. But I think like the silent majority, like the actual audience, like, they would much rather buy the game on Nintendo Switch. Like, that is the JRPG machine. I can't remember the last time I bought a JRPG on Xbox. Probably never. Probably like Lost Odyssey, something like that. Oh no, I didn't even buy the game. They gave it away for free on Xbox Live Gold or something like that. I don't understand why they're continuing to do this. Like, we all know they're going to have to like port the game again anywhere, like exactly like they did with like Tales of Vesperia when it was a Xbox 360 exclusive, because Microsoft paid for it. Like, they're going to have to port it to Switch eventually to make their money back. Like, I legit think this thing is going to bomb. Like, not only bomb, like, I expect, like, a relatively niche series, like Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem Three Houses, to, like, vastly outsell it. Tales is a big name in Japan, right? Like, fairly big. It's been ongoing for a long time. I don't know how well it sells exactly, but, like, I am confident that whatever major Switch JRPG comes out around that same time, I'm not sure when Arise is coming out. I want to say, like, in the next year or so. Like, I expect the Switch equivalent to do better. Like, I expect SMT5 to do better. I'm sure, like, Project Triangle Strategy will do better. I'm sure like Pokemon will do better. Well, I know Pokemon will do better. Pokemon does better than everything, but like these developers are incredibly stubborn. They want to keep up this facade. They want to keep up this. They want to keep up this. They want to keep up this nonsense. They want to keep lying to your face. Like they want to keep like not giving you what you want. Like which is like every game on Switch. The best thing to do, I think, going forward, like if a game isn't on Switch, just ignore it. Like just don't talk about it at all. Don't care about it. Don't bring it up in casual conversation. After this video is done recording, I'm going to forget that Tales of Arise even existed because it is not on my platform of choice. I have a myriad of other options to choose from, and I have no interest in supporting a company that refuses to support my needs and desires.